Hello you guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. I'm a fourth year and I go to RIT, and I have some pretty exciting news today. And kind of has a big backstory that goes along with it. It's kind of scary. Actually, it's really scary, but this is just where I'm at. I apologize if there's dust coming in front of the camera. I don't really know where it's all coming from or how to stop it. So we're just gonna roll with it. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, I'm a fourth year in college right now. I graduate next December, and I don't really know what I want to do with my life, so I've decided that law school it is. Another disclaimer, I live on the corner of a busy street, so I apologize if the traffic in the background is obnoxious. I kind of want to tell you guys a little bit of how I ended up here and like how this whole law school thing came to be. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a lawyer. If anyone asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, it was like, I'm gonna go to Harvard, I'm gonna be a lawyer, and that's just what it's gonna be. From like the time I was 6, literally until like right before high school. That was what I was doing. And I didn't really think about it. I didn't really think of any other options. Like if we would do like career quizzes in middle school, I would always like make sure I got lawyer and pick lawyer and be like, this is what I'm gonna do. And I just went with it. And everyone was always like, yeah, like you'll be a great lawyer, like you can do it. And then we got to high school, and freshman, sophomore year, I was on our mock trial team. So we'd play, like some of us were witnesses and some of us were like the actual lawyers, and we would get a case from the state, a made-up case, and we'd have to look through it, come up with evidence, and like become these characters and put on like an actual trial in front of a real lawyer who would be our judge. And that was super fun, but I never got to be the lawyer because I was an underclassman and there were people there that were older than me. But nevertheless, I really enjoyed it. However, it was a lot of reading, and by a lot I mean like one packet of maybe 200 pages. So like whatever. But once I got to maybe like my sophomore year, I started looking at colleges a lot more and being like, all right, it's time to start figuring out what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna go. And at this point, I kind of had gotten off the path of wanting to be a lawyer necessarily, or like being dead set on being a lawyer. And part of this was because as I got older, I realized and learned that you don't just go to law school. Like law school comes after undergrad and you have to get a degree first. So I was like, crap, like what am I gonna do in undergrad? All I've said is I want to be a lawyer, so how do I pick something else? And of course there's like, you know, traditional, you do criminal justice, you do political science. But I was like, I don't want to do that. Like that's not me. And as I was doing more research and stuff, I like read a lot of articles that were like, if you have an interest in a different field, go do something different. Like you don't have to do the traditional route. So then I was like, all right, let's pick something for undergrad. And aside from being a lawyer, the other thing that I had talked about and thought about and people had mentioned to me was that I could go into engineering. I was really good at math, problem solving, hands-on type of stuff. I like technology, so I know my mom would always tell me like, oh, you could be an engineer, and we have a lot of engineers in my family too. So I was like, all right, I'll be an engineer. Seems like the logical next step. Never have taken a single engineering course in high school or like robotics or anything like that, but let's do it. And so then I'm like, all right, now I have to pick a type of engineering. And so I go and do some research, see all these different types of engineering. I'm like, all right, weighing my options. I'll be a computer engineer. That makes sense. Never taken a computer like coding class or anything, but it seems to make sense. My justification was that it seems interesting. I like technology. Those are my only justifications. I was like, this is just for me. Like, this is just what I'm gonna do. And so I ended up looking at all engineering schools. Literally, I didn't apply to a school that wasn't an engineering school. Like some of the schools had other programs, like where I am now, but for the most part, everywhere I went had a reputation for engineering. And so I ended up at RIT, if anyone doesn't know. I think I mentioned that before. And 2 years into my program, I hated it. I still thought some of it was interesting. I had a lot of friends in the program. I liked some of my professors, and so I was really reluctant to leave, but I just couldn't do it. I had a really hard time with the assignments and the labs, and it just wasn't making sense in my brain. And I was like, I need a change. I really need something new. So I went to the career counselor and talked with them for a while. I met with this woman a few times, and we settled on management information systems, which is my current major. You can really go in a lot of different directions with MIS, which was one of the reasons we chose it, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Fall 2019 is my first semester in MIS, and spring of 2020, I ended up doing a co-op at Wegmans, and I was a data management intern. Did that for about 8 months, and halfway through, I was like, I hate this. just not for me. I mean, I loved the experience that I got and I loved my team and I loved working there, but just what I was doing was not what I'm doing for the rest of my life. Like, I just couldn't be. And then COVID hit. So now we're in March 2020. I was like sitting at home, working from home, just having a terrible time. Like, what am I gonna do with my life? I don't like doing this, so like, how am I gonna find something else that I enjoy? And I was just like really freaking out about what my life was gonna be, what career I was gonna have, and like how I was gonna get there and do well. And then this thought just came to me one day, and I was like, what if I go to law school? Like, it had been at least 4 or 5 years since I had even thought about law school, so it was really weird that it just kind of like popped back into my brain. But I was thinking about it and I was like, I could see it. That's an option. It's a really good, valid option. So I kind of like sat on it for a few months. I actually saw my mom like a couple weeks after I had that thought, and she said something about, oh, Rachel, you make such a good lawyer. And then it like freaked me out because I was like, is this a sign? Like, how do you know that I've been thinking about that? And then basically all summer I have been like seeing like law school vlogs and stuff on YouTube. And in July, I was sitting in my new apartment working on my summer class, and I was taking notes, reading my book, and it came to me again. I was like, you know, this is what I would do in law school. And I'm having a lot of fun reading this chapter. Mind you, it was like week 2 of school, so I like wasn't sick of it yet. But I was like, you know, I could do it. I could go to law school. So then I started looking at it a lot more seriously. At this point in time, I'm graduating December of 2021. I wouldn't apply to law school until fall of 2021, and then I'd start in fall of 2022. In this past July of 2020, I was like, I have like a whole year to prep for the LSAT. Like, I have so much time. Like, I can totally do this and like do really well, because a big like drawback that I have, or reason law school wouldn't work out for me, is because of finances. I did not do a good job looking for scholarships for undergrad. I really regret it, but there's not much we can do about it now. I'm a 4th year and I'm almost done. But because of that, I am in a lot of debt. I just cannot afford to add another 3 years of law school onto that unless I'm getting a real good scholarship and I work my ass off. I think I'll end with a pretty good GPA, but I really want to pair that with an amazing LSAT score to put me above my classmates in law school and really give me the best shot I have of getting the largest scholarship I can, because really that is the only way that law school is going to work out for me. And if I don't get a full ride scholarship, I might take a few years off and work and then consider going to law school, consider going part-time or something. Hope right now is I do really good on my LSAT, and then I can go to law school in fall of 2022. So in July, I was like, I can do it. I got a while, I can do really well on my LSAT. And then I just kind of sat on it for a while and just was like thinking about it, but I didn't make any plans. Like, I said to myself, all right, I'm gonna take a practice LSAT, see where I'm at so I know how to study and I can get the materials. But I was also just like really overwhelmed with it all. And then my co-op ended at the end of July, and I didn't work for August and September. I wasn't making any money, and therefore I did not have anything to spend on like LSAT review. And then I was looking at like how much it costs to take the test, how much it costs to apply to law school, and I was getting super overwhelmed. And I was like, hold up, what if I can't do it? Like, I'm scared. I am not financially in a position to be doing this right now. But I'm like, Rachel, yes you are. You gotta make it happen. In the last couple weeks, I've been really thinking about it a lot, and this is something I want to do. I'm really excited about it. I need to sign up for the test. I need to take the practice test and just start studying and make a plan, because I know if I don't, like, I'm just gonna sit on it and I'm not gonna do anything about it, and then it's not gonna get done. And I'll be like, Rachel, why are you like this? So that brings us to today. I hope this story was like not too confusing to follow. Hopefully that all kind of made sense. And so today I was taking my midterm this morning for computer organization, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? We're gonna do it today. We're gonna start the process today, because I don't know, I just felt really motivated. So I went on Amazon, I looked at the books that I had been looking at, and like the last time I looked at them, I really thought I was gonna have to spend like $200 something on these books, but I was able to get them used. So I got the 3 Power Score books. I'll show them to you guys when I like get them in the mail, but they haven't come yet. And so I was able to get those for all 3 for less than $100. Normally they're like $150 and up, I think. Today I took my first diagnostic test. I am using the Khan Academy like lesson plan kind kind of that they have. If you don't know, Khan Academy has like a whole LSAT prep course, and so it starts with a diagnostic test and then it helps you create a study schedule. I think it has like lessons and stuff for like improving, and it kind of shows you, you can put in your target score and then it shows you like when you should be taking practice tests and what your target score should be for each test to see your improvement. Now, as of today, October, I am planning on taking my LSAT in April of 2021. That's my goal. So I have about 7 months, I think, and Khan Academy right now has me taking a practice test every 2 weeks starting on October 31st, and my target score is a 170. I don't want to be like negative and be like, oh, I probably won't get it, and I don't want to be like too like high hopes, but I'm gonna be optimistic and say that in 7 months, if I really, you know, stick to my study schedule and really try, I can get there, or as close as I possibly can. You know, I'm gonna do my best. Hopefully it'll work out. I really want to document this journey of me studying for the LSAT and preparing and applying to law school. I have been watching a lot of like law school vlogs and a lot of videos on how to prep for the LSAT, stuff like that, but they're all kind of like after the fact, or people who are already in law school or something, and I really want to document the journey of me start to finish studying, what works, what doesn't, like what's the final result. I want to be really transparent with you guys, so hopefully this can help someone either in the same shoes as me. And I also want to like keep everything real. I just want to document the process, hopefully help somebody out. But I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm gonna share my real scores because I want to document it. I want people to see that like you're not perfect in the beginning and it takes hard work, and I want people to see like how far you can get with hard work. And also keep in mind, everyone's different, everyone's starting at a different spot, and everyone has a different goal and everyone learns differently, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Also, since we're documenting this as we go, I may see something in a video like, oh, I'm gonna use this strategy, and it may not work. It may completely fail, and that's why we're doing this whole process, so we can see what works and what doesn't. With that, I want to talk quickly about the diagnostic test that I took today. This is what my Khan Academy LSAT prep looks like. I already took the diagnostic test today and I set up my schedule, so it's gonna look a little different when you start it, but it's fine. And after you take your diagnostic test, it gives you your score and it lets you review the questions, see what you got wrong, what you got right, and it gives you explanations for your questions. So I took my diagnostic test and I got a 153, and I am so happy with that. I am so relieved because like now I know that anything is possible. Like, I can only go up from here. Like, that was a complete baseline. I haven't read a single thing. Like, I haven't looked into anything. I haven't read any questions. Like, I haven't started studying at all. So it was purely baseline. And so on the test this morning, it was 4 sections. It had 2 logical reasoning, 1 analytical reasoning, and 1 reading comprehension. The first logical reasoning section, I got 12 out of 25. Analytical reasoning, I got 15 out of 23. Reading comprehension, I got 17 out of 27. And logical reasoning, I got a 17 out of 26. That's my diagnostic test. It took me a little over 2 hours. Each section was 35 minutes with 1 15-minute break, but I only took like 5-ish minutes because I peed and I got a snack and then I was ready to go. Today's video is a little different than like what the rest of these videos will be, I think. I don't know exactly how this series will end up, but I'm imagining it'll be more of like a vlog style, but for today as an introduction, and I already did the test, it's this sit down format. Again, I am so excited to start this journey, so excited to document it. I hope I can help somebody along the way, and if you're interested, subscribe, follow along, leave any suggestions in the comments below, because again, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, this is new to me. I am just finding my way through it. Fingers crossed it all works out. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.